And, Gavin hasn't kicked me off the air yet.
And he doesn't get to say.
No, so it's, you haven't kicked me off the air.
Never.
You've censored me a couple times.
Well, I've just said, Olivia Jaramillo speaks for herself. You know how hard it is. We coming up on Radioactive Pop, the whole show is pop, but we're going to talk to journalists.
I'm really excited to talk to journalists, especially because nowadays it feels like we just have so much censoring going on.
Yeah.
And I think that's wrong. I think it's wrong when we're censoring the press, when we're shutting down voices. That is definitely not okay. Even did you see what the president said today to some reporters? I just can't believe it.
What did he say? He's got a new website that he calls out the ones that he says are subversive.
Yes, it's so crazy how he just talks to journalists.
Enemies of the people.
And this is our president, our supposedly highest figure as an American, and completely unrepresenting people.
Well, that censorship can get worse just because it's so costly to do news, and we're seeing so many news outlets close up. Local journalism has got to step up in these nonprofit newsrooms. We've got the Salt Lake Tribune coming in. We got the Utah Investigative Journalism Project, and we've got Utah News Dispatch. All nonprofit newsrooms, by the way.
And I love how you booked them all today, which is great.
Giving Tuesday Eve, everybody.
Yeah.
I wanted to shine a light to give you some ideas, folks.
We also have Jeanette Padilla-Vega here in the studio.
Back.
She's back again. 5 weeks in a row, Jeanette.
Oh my gosh, just doing so much in the community.
Nobody knows, but she's the phantom co-host of the show.
Monday nights.
Food Justice Coalition. She's here to tell us about Jingle Mingle.
Yeah, that's coming up. It's one of their major fundraisers for what they do, making plant-based meals for folks who need meals, who don't have homes or food insecure.
We also have Samira Harnish with Women of the World. Super excited to talk to Samira. It's great to have her.
I get to talk to her because I recorded it earlier.
Well, I'm always excited to hear from her. And we have Salt Lake City Arts Council's Amy Childress, and she's here to tell us about the 9th and 9th Whale because it needs a makeover.
It needs a makeover, folks.
It needs a...
Has it been 5 years or was it 3 years when they signed it out, brought it out into the community?
It was 5 years because
it was going to change.
It's been there almost as long as I've been living in the city. I've been in Utah, folks, but living in the city of Salt Lake City. Yeah.
So we've got to get some artists submitting some ideas, folks.
You know what's crazy?
What?
This is, I think today is my 5-year anniversary in the city, too.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Happy anniversary.
Oh, thank you so much.
What are we going to do to celebrate?
It's been great. I think we should have a guest.
Okay.
We should, I know.
Yeah?
I want a choir to sing to me.
You want a choir? You want a little hallelujah chorus?
Yeah, I want to have... We're super excited to have the West High Chorale.
Yeah. All right, everybody over there make some noise. Go Panthers.
I think we're supposed to clap. Ready?
There we go. Go Panthers. All right, Connor, make sure that Andrea's on a mic. Hey, Andrea, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. So you're the director, the choir director over there. Tell us about the chorale program.
So the choir program over at West High is pretty robust these days. We have 3 different divisions of choir. We have beginning choir, which I call chorus. And we have a middle intermediate group called a cappella and an advanced choir called chorale.
No madrigals?
I love the word madrigals. Madrigals is technically our chorale is our madrigals.
Okay, got it.
It's synonymous here.
I did all of it. Just so y'all know, I'm with you. I'm one of you. So you're going to go to Carnegie Hall in March. Do you know that they've done the practice?
Wow, that is amazing, Andrea. How do you feel about that?
We're really excited. We're getting ready and we're kind of revving ourselves up, especially through this December holiday season. We're trying to get out as much as possible and get the word out, let people know that we're headed to Carnegie Hall. And hopefully we'll get a little bit of, some news spotlight on us and maybe get a little bit of fundraising done for us as well.
Well, we are live streaming, and I believe you have a QR code to hold up.
I do.
Make sure that Connor gets that in your live stream. It's on our YouTube channel right now, folks. So
head on over there and check it out. Okay, Andrea, I have a question for you, and it's a hot take, okay? Who is your favorite choir member? And if you had to kick one out, who would it be? Tell us.
Who chews gum? Who chews gum while they're singing?
That's me. I'm the one who chews the gum. They always catch me at the beginning of every class. I have to go spit my gum out. It's not even them.
Oh, my gosh. All right. So we're going to hear a couple of tunes this hour. So stick around, folks, and you'll find out how you can support them and Also, they have a winter concert coming up December 11th. It's also a fundraiser to help get them to Carnegie Hall. What's the first song we're going to hear here?
We're going to hear Hanukkah, Oh Hanukkah, arranged by
Ooh.
Mark Hansen.
Love it. Fresh and homegrown, the West High Chorale on
Radioactive Pop.
All right, take it away. Oh my gosh!
Wow.
Woo-hoo-hoo!
That was wonderful.
Hanukkah song. I think we're going to get the classic Carol of the Bells before the hour is open.
so
It's
Oh,
really getting us into the season of winter with I love choir music. It's
Yeah.
absolutely wonderful.
Given Tuesday is tomorrow, folks. We've got a couple of nonprofits we want to shine a light on. And first, Salt Lake City Arts Council is here because the whale needs a glow up. Amy Childress, hi.
Hi.
So tell us what's going on and how people, artists, community can get in on it.
So, Out of the Blue by Stephen Kessler, aka The Whale, is getting a new mural.
Wait. What is the name of the whale?
It's called Out of the Blue.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was Steven. I don't know. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, that's the artist. And actually, the mural right now is called Point of Reference by Mike Murdoch. And so we recently released a request for qualification. So that's open to Salt Lake County artists who reside in Salt Lake County or who have studios in Salt Lake County. And they submit a portfolio. And then we have our art design board choose 4 finalists.
So you're saying there's like an opportunity for artists to submit what their vision would be for the whale.
So actually, we are not doing a request for proposals. We're actually doing a request for qualification. So artists actually just submit their portfolios, and then the Salt Lake City Art Design Board will choose up to 4 finalists to create proposals, and then they'll select one who will be commissioned to paint the new mural on the whale.
Got it.
Alright.
That's still really cool. I'm sure you're going to generate a lot of interest with that.
I hope so. We have so many amazing muralists in Salt Lake County, and so I'm really excited to see who applies.
All right. So what does this mean for Stephen? I mean, the ninth whale. I mean, Out of the Blue. I call it all 3.
Well, it just means
How long does it have on display?
so the new mural will be installed this summer.
Okay. So there's plenty of time to go do your marathon around it, plant some gnomes. But this was the intention all along.
Yes. So so this has always been a rotating mural program, and so every 3 to 5 years, the whale is gonna get a new mural. So I'm excited, kind of to see what's in the future for the whale.
You know, I'm really excited about this because I think I see with this project that involves the city. You're picking local artists, which really makes them feel like they belong in their city. And I think that's what this whole thing is about, creating belonging.
Exactly. And, a lot of feedback we get from the community is they want to see local artists create the art in our community. And so this is a really great way for that to happen.
So this is just artist qualifications. Then from that pool, you'll ask for ideas, or
Yeah, so the art design board will select up to 4 finalists to create proposals, and then those artists will present their mural designs to the art design board, and then they'll select one.
tomorrow's Giving Tuesday. It's also the day you're doing. No, is it December 4th? Is the webinar?
Yeah, so we're doing an information session about the request for qualifications on Thursday at noon.
Thursday. I was just confused. It says Tuesday, December 4th. That's Thursday, folks. And so what is that going to entail?
And so we'll just basically give an overview of what the project is, how people can apply, what they need to apply, and where they can apply. And if artists can attend, we record this session and upload it to our website the day after.
That is wonderful, folks. If you're listening and you're interested, definitely go and stay tuned to that. Attend it if you can, and if not, stay tuned for that link so people can restream it, right?
Yeah.
And potentially this is a $12,500 commission.
Yes.
So you're supposed to use that on the art, right?
Yeah. Well, it includes artist fees as well.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
The deadline to apply?
It is end of day on January 2nd of 2026.
11:59 p.m.
I'm excited. Do you want to get in and do a proposal for it? I can see
Gonna
us
get out
painting
my
the whale.
crayons or my finger paints and go, I think this is good.
6,000, 6,500 for the price.
For the whale.
Yeah, we can do it.
Will the whale get a spa day? Is it going to be like stripped down?
It's kind of what it is.
Yeah,
And
right.
I love it because what I really like, and I go back to the belonging piece, I've lived in all over the world, and one of the things that for me makes it memorable is when you feel like you belong in a city, and this is one of those things that does that.
Oh, yeah. I think for so many people, this has become kind of an iconic artwork in the city.
Yeah.
And it's become this feature for the Ninth and Ninth neighborhood. People know the Ninth and Ninth neighborhood because of the whale.
All right. We've got details in the show notes. And don't forget that informational webinar is Thursday, December 4th at noon Mountain Time. We'll have a link in the show notes as well. Now, when's the West Side getting the tail? Now, I've got the whale's head over there, so we need the tail.
I don't think, as a West Side resident, I can speak. I don't think we want the tail.
We
Why
want something
not?
unique.
You want
We
something
want
unique?
something unique and special for the West Side.
And we're looking, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you are looking for something. Do you that would be so amazing if we could have something pop up on the West Side, and it would make it so unique and individualized. That would be super
as
cool.
big,
And I
right?
don't mean a baseball stadium by that. I mean something cool, like a sculpture. That would be really fun.
That would be amazing. And to follow, you can follow us on Instagram and get updates on all of our upcoming projects.
All right. What's the handle?
It is at SLC Public Art.
Hey, thanks so much for coming down. I appreciate it. We're going to keep following this. Folks, next we're going to talk about Women of the World and what they do in the community. Giving Tuesday tomorrow, another great nonprofit to consider if you are going to participate. And they have been working so hard since 2009. That's where we start with Samira Harnish, and also we're going to talk with Callie.
Since 2009 until now, we help 5,000. And when I say 5,000 women and girls, that means families, so every, women. So I remember the first year I gave a certificate for 2 women, and those 2 women actually, one of them learned how to drive so she could be independent and taking her kids to school and help her husband. And she, from there, she got a job. And the other one, when she was the first time in her life, when she comes to America, she was 65 years old. And she said, Samira, I want you to take me to work. I wanted to work as a dishwasher. So I remember literally, of course, 7 years I didn't have an office. My office was my car. So I took her from restaurant to restaurant to apply for a job for her, and she did get a job in one of the restaurants, and she was so happy to gain that money. And when she took the first check, she came in and showed me, see, I have money now, in my pocket, and I need, to help myself, 65 years old, so this is really amazing. When I when we do this celebration, when it came to me, is why I do it, is to tell U-turns how those women that are working hard, even though they saw the most horrifying things in their life, and they came in here to start from zero to give a better life for their kids and for themselves. And this is the best day, because it is free for the public. They come and they listen to their successful story. They eat food from a different country. They listen to the music, and we have some performance. They do that. So it's really kind of fun time, to come and learn about them. And the women too, they're coming to this show. They see these women that are taking certificate, and they get very, very ambitious. They wanted to work hard and to reach to their goal.
How many women this year, Camille?
I believe this year we have almost 30 women who have confirmed that they can be there, who will be honoring.
Camille, can you tell us one or two of the stories of the women who will be honored?
Yeah, for example, one of the clients that I worked with back when I was a case manager, Gotai, she is very talented at creating beaded jewelry. And we helped her get her business going called Handicrafts by Kodai. And she has sold at a couple different festivals and arts fairs this year, including Craft Lake City's DIY Fest in August, as well as World Refugee Day. And between those two events, she made huge profits. And in addition, she was a midwife back in her home country of Afghanistan. And just this year, she was able to join and get started on her CNA certification. So working towards gaining that degree and getting back into that field here in the US.
So, Samira, it's Giving Tuesday Eve. What do you want folks to know about donations to nonprofits like you, given the role in your community that you really pick up the slack where displaced persons, resettled persons can really fall through those cracks?
And that's where Women of the World comes, not to make them fall through the crack. Unfortunately, with the funding and everything is being cut, if it is, we don't take federal government grant, but it still is affecting us. Is because of those women. They've been cut with, food stamp being cut, the housing cut for Section 8 and all these things, heat assistant cut. So they come to our office, they need help. Not only them, coming to the office, even their husband, they want a better job that they could buy the milk and eggs, and they are really desperately, they need help. Unfortunately, we have short-handed in the staff. I say short-handed is more, we have more hiring this year than the previous year, but it's short-handed is because of the way, instead of coming 20 women a day, we have 50 women coming a day for help. So I wanted everyone to understand, hearing this, really is affecting so many people. I do not want the women to be homeless with the 5 or 10 children in the snow, especially this winter. I don't want to see a woman, their kids is hungry, they need food. And we bring them in here and we want them to be a good citizen, and they are amazing citizens. They bring so much for us. And I need that to be happen this year, to support women of the world in every way that we could help. I mean, just think about it, 50 women a day, and we have 3 case manager to help. So we have waiting list for women. They need a job, and they're looking for that. So I am really, I don't know. So we take this barrier from those women, like childcare. We have childcare, English language, intensive English. We give them for a short time to learn English so they will be independent right away. And the job, navigating the job for them and get them the work, So I wanted to highlight, actually, we got a job for 73 women this year. And the economy for Utah $2.5 million. $2.5 million. So it's as you know, the organization being started with the engineer mind person like me and my husband. So we always have a data to show our work is not. I mean, our work. It has the successful data that to show to the people. And every $1 invested in women of the world, the women give back to the community $3.53. I don't know, if you want to add anything, Camille, for that.
The other thing that I would like to highlight that I think people don't realize is that all of our services are free to our clients that come. So, English classes, case management, workshops, the events, even everything is free to the women. And so, we're not getting any support for our programs from by charging people. It all comes through grants and private donations.
So, folks, Giving Tuesday is tomorrow. What's the website for Women of the World, Samira? I'm sure there's a donate button there.
Our website is womenofworld.org.
All right. That is Samira Harnish.
I love Samira.
I do too. And their celebration of success, again, is this Saturday, December 6th, 2 p.m., South Salt Lake Community Center. I'll have the details in the show notes. And save the date, March 4th. It's their 16th annual fashion show and cultural gala where the women that are involved share their cultures.
If I remember correctly, I think the Salt Lake City Human Rights Commission recognized Women of the World last year as an organization. They're fantastic. Samira's done such amazing things.
Absolutely.
She has such a great story too.
I know, and it's just amazing. Ever since we started having her on the show, I think even back at the other radio station where it was, because she fills that niche that where folks can fall through the cracks after they come here and fleeing what they have in their home country.
Yeah.
Also, today is December 1st, which means it's World AIDS Day.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to talk about that because I saw something over the weekend that said President Trump was no longer going to acknowledge the day.
He has not either.
For the first time since 1988, the U.S. is not officially commemorating World AIDS Day, but tonight some folks are, right?
They are. UAF Legacy, Utah AIDS Foundation Legacy Health is doing their big kind of, well, it's not even like a gala. They're really just doing more like an open house style. Mm-hmm. And they really want people to come and connect with them. The Utah AIDS Foundation is still around. They've really morphed into more of a community health organization where they can give back to the community, not just with AIDS, HIV preventive services or treatment services.
Full service healthcare clinic.
Full service health
Fully
clinic.
queer friendly. Everyone's welcome.
And what I love about them is that they don't really turn anybody away.
Yeah.
You can come there, and if you need medical services, they're going to help you. Mm-hmm. And I think that's really, it creates a legacy of what it was like for so many people with AIDS in the 80s during that really terrible crises. We can turn people away for some of these basic things.
Check the Rallies and Resources page for more info if you want to go check that out. It's going until 8:30. Rose Wagner Black Box.
I'm headed over there now, so if you want to go come say hi, I can see you out there.
Also, Mondays and Wednesdays for the foreseeable future, Jorge Fierro, the folks at Rico Brand, are doing their roll up and give back. So you can get a volunteer shift and help roll some burritos.
And Jorge, if you heard our show last week, I kind of called you out and I said Jeanette Padilla had a much better sounding menu than you did. So let's spice it up a little.
Jeanette Padilla is here one more time. Food Justice Coalition, welcome back.
Thank you.
Tomorrow's Giving Tuesday. We want to shine a light on some nonprofits, and the Food Justice Coalition has been doing so much along with Square Kitchen to help fill this gap for folks who, because of the SNAP and the federal shutdown and the state of the economy, are struggling to put food on the table. Mm-hmm. So what's happening? Jingle and Mingle.
Yes, our Jingle and Mingle event is coming up this Thursday on the 4th from 6 to 8 p.m. And it's just a fun event for us to do, to get together, celebrate the successes of the year, talk about what's coming up in 2026, and just have a good time. Our volunteers attend, our supporters, our community partners. So you kind of get to mix in with everybody and make new friends, and yeah, it's a fun time.
And it's a great opportunity for people that maybe aren't that familiar to come and really find out what's going on, everything you've done. I'm sure you get plenty of people that show up and they're like, oh, I've never heard of this.
Yes, they say, a friend invited me, my friend volunteers with you, I've never heard of this, and they get to try our food because we cater the event ourselves and we make all the delicious food that our clients get to taste. And so you get to see what our food's about. You get to have some yummy drinks. You get to buy some fun, unique things. You get to, shop the event, essentially. We'll have an auction and just some other fun things for sale, and all of the proceeds for the month of December will be matched up to $25,000.
Oh, that's fantastic.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. That is super wonderful. And one of the things I love about this is that Mondays are for pop here on Radioactive, and this is popular right now. This is contemporary in our society all across our country. So many people lost their benefits, their SNAP benefits. This is so important that we get the word out that we live in America in the 21st century. Nobody should be going hungry.
No.
That's correct, yeah.
All right, so what's on the menu this time?
We're gonna have you find out once you attend, but I'll share one
Yes.
thing, and you can speak to this, Laura,
Okay,
because
let's
I
hear
brought you some last week. We're gonna have our very new but very popular stuffing bites.
Oh,
and
they were delicious.
Yeah.
What was in that? Or was turkey?
it was some sausage, some plant-based sausage, which you would never know it's plant-based.
No,
There's cornbread
even
and some
think about
stuffing.
I was just like,
Yeah,
this is great.
they're just
And
really
cranberry,
good.
right?
And a cranberry sauce, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's a kind of a little bit of a flavor bomb, and no one can ever guess that they're plant-based, so we love that.
There you go.
And so we'll have a couple other, fun, delicious things for people to try, as well as some yummy drinks, and it'll just be a good time. So right now, though, I did want to share something that I haven't told you yet, Laura.
Yes.
We are giving all listeners 40% off their
gosh.
ticket.
Okay.
And so we want to make this, very accessible to everybody. And so if you enter the code KRCL 40%, KRCL 40, you get 40% off your ticket. And again, the proceeds help support our programs.
That is wonderful.
There you go, folks. So I got a link in the show notes. You don't have to wait for someone to invite you to this Jingle Mingle holiday party. You can invite yourself.
Yes.
Definitely. And you get to try some yummy food and participate in an amazing cause.
Yeah.
And you get to meet friends, people that are like-minded, that care about their community. And, we always find people that say, I met my friend at your Jingle and Mingle or volunteering, or we get to connect people. So it's really fun.
You
Put your
never
screens down and go do something fun.
You may
and
find
see
the
what
love
goes.
of your life.
You
too.
never
You just might have
never know. You never
Jeanette,
know.
what's the website?
It's foodjusticecoalition.org.
All right. Thanks so much for being here. Check the show notes, folks. All right, Olivia, one more time across the hall. I think we're going to get a Christmas classic. And if it's the one I'm thinking of, I still remember the ding, dong, ding, dong.
I thought you were going to say the Die Hard theme.
Oh, no. Sorry.
You said a Christmas classic.
Yippee-ki-yay.
so-
Yeah.
Yippee-ki-yay.
No, I can't finish that. Andrea's there. How you doing?
You see, even Andrea wanted to do the Die Hard theme song.
really funny.
So Carnegie Hall's in March. How much do y'all need to raise to get to Carnegie Hall? You got the practice down.
We do have that down. So the trip in total is $120,000.
Oh, my.
I know.
How many kids you taking?
32 students.
And how many do we have in there?
About that.
Check it out on the live stream, folks.
Yeah. So are all of these 32 kids going to Carnegie?
Yeah, these are our students who are going to Carnegie.
So
yes.
they're not listening to me, right? Are you going to make cuts?
No.
They're not
We already-
listening.
we
You
already
can
made-
answer.
We made those cuts already.
Oh, they made them
Oh,
already.
savage.
They made it. So there
Okay.
you go.
Savage.
Yeah.
But I love it. I love it. I'm totally kidding. I'm so excited for you to go. You're going to be representing our community, and you're going to do amazing out there.
Thank you so much.
We want to talk to a couple students before the hour is up, so I'm just giving Connor and Sully a heads up about that other mic. What are we going to hear?
Today we're going to listen to the classic, like you said, Carol of the Bells.
I love it. Fresh and homegrown.
Radioactive Pop.
Hark how the bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to young and old, meek and the bold. Ding dong, that is the song. With joyful ring, all caroling. One seems to hear words of good cheer from everywhere, filling the air. Oh, how they go, raising the sound, oh, the big their tongue. Gaily they ring while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Many, 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 many Christmas songs. Many, 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 many Christmas songs. Dawn they sing, dawn with their hand. Joyful tone to every home. Dark-colored bells, sweet silver bells, all seem to say, throw cares away. Christmas is here, bringing good cheer to the cheer from everywhere filling the air. Oh, how they come, raising the sound, roaring the din, telling it on. Giving a ring while people sing songs of good cheer. Christmas is here. Many, 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 many Christmas on. Many, 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 many Christmas on. Dawn on this end, dawn without end, their joyful tone to every home.
On this end, on without end, their joyful tone to every home.
Ding dong ding dong.
KRCL supports nonprofits in our community like Hope on Tap. They provide no-cost mobile HIV and hepatitis C testing, linkage to care, and judgment-free prevention options. These harm reduction services can help people who use and inject drugs, sex workers, those coming out of incarceration, communities of color, LGBTQ+ folks, and more. Info at Hope on Tap, that's TTAPP.com.
The early bird gets a worm, and the early donor gets a gift card. When you pick up a pair of KRCL quail socks before December 2nd, you'll also score a $50 Egyptian Theater gift card. Help us face down federal funding cuts and keep independent community radio alive. Go to krcl.org now to donate and check out the new socks and other thank you gifts.
All right, folks, this is Radioactive Pop. I'm Laura Jones. Oh, sorry.
Yep.
I have to remember to turn the mic.
You always turn me down, folks. She always turns me down, and it's always me.
Hey, it's Giving Tuesday, and we wanted
Giving
to shine
Tuesday.
a light on nonprofit newsrooms in our community. So we have Eric Peterson from the Utah Investigative Journalism Project. How you doing? Grab that microphone right there. There you go.
Great.
Hey,
Thank you
thanks
for
for
having
being
me.
here. What's
Yeah.
the website?
UtahInvestigative.org.
All right, go sign up for newsletters and everything. All right, Mackenzie Romero, Utah News Dispatch, which is how old now in Utah?
Almost 2 years. We'll
Almost
be 2
2
years in
years.
Wow.
January.
What's the website?
UtahNewsDispatch.com.
All right, and Lauren from the Salt Lake Trib, how you doing?
Doing well.
All right, so lean on in there, and what's the website?
sltrib.com.
Okay, Lauren is with us. And you run the whole shebang over there, right, Lauren? Gustus, I apologize. I wanted to put a "-ison" on the end of that.
Yes, I do. No
Okay.
worries.
So the Changemakers happened recently, your annual event honoring changemakers in the community, and you made an announcement.
We did. At Newsmakers, we talked about the Tribune's goal to make the .com free. So folks will not need a subscription starting in 2026 to access the news on sltrib.com.
That is great news. That is fantastic.
Any thought of changing to .org?
Yes, lots of thoughts.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there's a little bit of SEO wrapped up in that .com that we would lose.
You would lose it all. So is it going to stay no paywall, or are you going to have some premium stuff? What's the deal?
Yeah, it's a great question. So the Trib's been essentially paywalled for 155 years,
Yep.
right? Printed product first, obviously .com now. And the goal is to open it up and make it free in perpetuity. To do that, though, we need support from folks in the community. So
Giving Tuesday, what's your pitch tomorrow? Why people should support independent nonprofit newsrooms?
yeah, that's a great question. I think there are many people who are probably listening who are passionate about issues that are important to them. You've had a bunch of folks on tonight who are working hard for the community, and we think that's great. And at the same time, we believe that if you care about your community, you've also got to care about local news, because local news is helping to keep you informed about those things you care about.
Yeah, I love the Tribune. I'll be honest. I love the Tribune. I don't like my newspaper tied to a church or a religion of any sort. Not that I'm calling any newspaper out, but it feels a little weird when it's tied to something, isn't it, Laura?
This has been the fights for 155 years in town. And I think it makes for a healthy news environment. But, for the Trib to survive, it almost didn't. 20 years ago or so? Is that when that started? When did it become a nonprofit?
Became a nonprofit in 2019. And I think part of the reason why folks embraced it is because it has been Utah's independent voice, right? And so I think we had that going for us, in essence, even though the other media in town has been free since I don't know when online, since it started online. I'm not an expert.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, if you look at, our journey, we had to make sure that we had a good, strong foundation before we decided to make this next move to free.
How do you balance the need for hard news? You got to follow the police blotter, but then, municipal government, the local journalism has been getting decimated. And I can remember the day when the Trib had dozens of reporters going to all sorts of city and county councils and reporting. So tell me a little bit more about how we keep this going and what you see the Trib's role in our local democracy even.
I think everybody pines for the days that they didn't have, and we always look back nostalgically on what we had.
We had to walk uphill in the snow to the printers.
Yeah. Oh, the printer was in the building, sadly. But the ceiling was crumbling.
Yeah,
at Main
it was
Street.
still
it was an old building.
Asbestos.
Yeah, that we had that. We don't have that anymore. That's nice.
That's good.
So we know now a heck of a lot more than we ever did than we did when we had hundreds of reporters, assigned to beats all across the city about what people want, about how to find information, and about how to move it through the publication process. So yes, we would love more reporters, and I'm sure that Mackenzie and Eric would too. And at the same time, we feel like we've got a better read on what's important to people and how we can effectively reach them than we have before. So the Tribune at its peak, had like 200,000 subscribers, maybe more, maybe 300,000, I don't know.
Wow.
Every month now we reach 20 million people across platforms, right? And so we're reaching a heck of a lot more people, even though we have fewer resources to do so.
And on paywall. Hey, I'm looking at the pop culture headlines, Olivia. And so we got to ask, from Dancing with the Stars to Broadway, what we know about Whitney Levitt's musical debut, balancing that hard news against stuff like this, which the internet gets you the clicks, right?
It's yes, there are plenty of people who write to us and tell us that they would rather we don't write about Dancing with the Stars. And at the same time, we see that as a little bit of a flywheel, right? Can we bring people in? Can we socialize them to the Tribune brand? And will they read something else?
I love
it. I think it's really important because when I'm researching news, even when what we talk about here, I go to the Trib. And I always access you all. You always have what I need. And I think a lot of people here can understand that. Maybe we want something more local, but at the same time, we don't live in a bubble anymore. The internet has really expanded us. And I love how the Trib has kind of rolled with it and said, this is the way to go. This is how we need to grow. And this is where we need people and their support.
Yeah. Thank you.
You see, I pitched it for the Tribune.
There you go. You just did. Mackenzie Romero, Utah News Dispatch, about 2 years old in our community, another nonprofit newsroom. What is the niche that Utah News Dispatch fills that got you to leave the Deseret News?
Oh.
Well, so
did I
Utah
hit a
News
nerve
Dispatch-
earlier? Sorry.
No, I know how it goes. Utah News Dispatch is part of, I felt like a really exciting experiment in news. It's part of a national network called States Newsroom that was starting up these state-focused small outlets that focus on government and policy. When you think about political reporting these days, you think about the drama in D.C. You think about fights in Congress, you think about the White House. But a lot of what's really happening in politics that is affecting some day-to-day life moments is happening in the legislature. It's happening in our states.
Yeah.
And news outlets have fewer resources these days to get to the state house.
I've always thought that is kind of what the legislature wants. They want you to look to D.C. Don't look at us. Look over there.
Yeah, and if nobody's watching, then the public doesn't know and can't weigh in on the decisions that they're making. And so our lawmakers maybe don't feel as motivated to think about what do my constituents really want me to do rather than what do I want to do in this moment. And so keeping eyes on the State House is a really important aspect of local journalism. And part of how we spread that, another thing I really was excited about States Newsroom is that our content is all free. The slogan is fair, fearless, free. That's free to read. That's free to republish. So news outlets in our state who don't have a reporter that they can send to the State House can use ours.
Yeah.
So if the Ogden Standard-Examiner publishes something that we report, then that means that readers in Ogden have more information about the State House. Right. If St. George News uses something that we've reported, then that reaches that side of the state. And so we make that State House coverage more available to more people by saying, whoever needs this coverage, use it.
Which is so unusual in the history of journalism, but has become much of a trend, like the Great Salt Lake Collaborative, where all the newsrooms are working together to shine a light on the Great Salt Lake before it's too late. I think we're all participants here in that project. And also our next guest, Eric Peterson, Utah Investigative Journalism Project. You've both published work with Eric's investigative journalism endeavor. How old is it now?
We are almost 10 years old next May. I can't even believe it.
Oh my gosh, that is incredible.
Yeah.
What niche did you start it to fill, and how has that played out?
I was just concerned about the loss of ability for journalists to really dig in deep to stories, do investigative stories, spend a lot of time on them. That's not uniformly the case, but as happens really everywhere. Newsrooms lost resources, have to make decisions about your coverage, and investigative stories that take weeks or months, they're hard to prioritize sometimes. And so I wanted something that just focused on that, and where we don't really set these deadlines that we're going to get out a story every day or every week, and sometimes it's not every month. They take as long as they need to. And so that was what we kind of wanted to focus on.
And sometimes when I think of course, I don't come from journalism or anything like that, but even when I see journalism in movies or TV, it feels like that is the type of journalism that always gets highlighted, investigative journalism. And trying to get that.
What was it, Spotlight?
Yeah. Or I just think that is essentially, that is what people really want. They want a journalist that can dig in and get the truth.
Yeah, I mean, it's a super important role to play, to really spend some time, dig deep into certain stories. But we all fit together. I mean, one of the sad things is there's a lot to investigate, because they're just kind of coverage gaps where just because local news has kind of been battered and beaten back, and there's people that aren't going to certain meetings, and then something festers at that meeting, and then once it gets gangrene, that's when I come in and do a deep dive on it.
Like the child care and the senior center that just suddenly became a problem at Salt Lake County Commission because people stood up and said, wait a minute, why are you cutting this? There's a domino effect. But you've also done a lot of the FOIA work. And then you're like, hey, if you don't have someone specific that you're doing it with, it's your own story, you post it, and anybody can use it.
So technically with our model, when I partner with a media partner, it's okay, I'm giving this to you. And then if the media partner wants to share it with other media partners, I have no problem with that at all. But
like the dirty urban water flows to the Great Salt Lake. Can Mother Nature help us fix it? That's one that you did recently, and in collaboration with the Great Salt Lake Collaborative. I believe that you and the Tribune collaborate on an investigative journalism project, or up at the U. Tell me about all that.
Up at the U?
Well, the investigative journalism class.
Oh,
that you
my
teach.
cold case class.
Yes, your cold case class.
Yeah. We've been collaborating on that the last couple of years. Got to do that again. It's a really fun thing to do up at the U. I teach a class where we investigate a cold case and then we write a story about it. That one.
You've got one up there that I'm looking at right now about a gay Latter-day Saint murdered in Salt Lake City in '91.
Yeah, that was a really fascinating project. I looked at a case of Carrie Arbin, 1991. He was closeted, got killed in Salt Lake City. Really kind of wild police report to read, because there's all these references to white supremacist gangs activity in the area at the time he was killed, and the police didn't seem to follow up on it much, so it was pretty interesting.
That sounds like like a Law and Order episode almost. that sounds so interesting.
Yeah.
But the byline has, I don't know, a dozen people on it?
Yeah, that was the class. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so all the class really pulled their weight on that.
So, Laura Augustus with the Tribune, tell us about collaboration as a nonprofit and a newsroom that really wants to buoy up the community with information.
Yeah, so we work in a similar capacity to Mackenzie in that we share our state house reporting, and we find it's the smallest newsrooms that benefit the most. So Matt in Millard County, or the folks in St. Pete who just, like she said, can't get up to the Capitol. But we also make available our environment reporting, which is of significant interest to folks throughout the state. And earlier this year, we welcomed The Sun, which is down in San Juan, I believe, and they were taking our environmental reporting, which made me really happy because I'm going to make the assumption that the politics of folks there are not the same as the politics of folks here.
More different for sure. Yes.
And they trusted us enough to take that, right? They trusted us enough to take that reporting. So felt really good. We helped incubate the Great Salt Lake Collaborative. We believe that more people have access to more news and information, the better off we'll be. We also think that there's enough pie to go around. Eric said that there's all kinds of stories, that we're not getting to. And I think it's a really actually kind of wonderful ecosystem that we built out here in Utah. About 2 years ago, we acquired the Moab Times Independent. This year, we launched a new newspaper in southern Utah, down in the St. George area, called the Southern Utah Tribune. It's mailed for free to 40,000 homes across Washington County every month. So really just trying to pick our spots and understand what a community needs and then partner with them effectively.
Sounds like you're also looking at news deserts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So why is that important, and especially as a mission? I mean, that's, given the commercial directive previously, now it feels like the journalism really is front and center.
We believe that if the journalism is not valued, then we have no product. We have nothing to ask people to support. We have nothing for advertisers to want to get behind. We have to start with what people want. We have to understand what's important to them. We have to listen on the front end of our reporting. If we do that, then we have a business model.
Yeah. Since you all run your respective nonprofit newsrooms, I got to ask what you think of the new website on the White House that calls out subversives. Mackenzie's grabbing a mic from Utah News Dispatch.
Yeah. This was flagged pretty quickly in State's newsroom because our New Jersey outlet, the New Jersey Monitor, has already made it onto the the White House subversive media list for having the audacity to ask questions about an immigration detention arrest there. And so that's something we're watching.
Yeah. Lauren.
If I could jump in on this, I think this is really important because all of us are nonprofits, and we've all looked at our status through the eyes of the current administration. And I think we need to be very aware of the risks associated with being a nonprofit in the current administration, right? Which is to say, there have been all kinds of other organizations that have been uprooted, we'll say, by moves that this administration has made. And I think we need to be prepared to understand what the impacts could be, just as you have.
That feels like a very chilling effect, right? Like a prior restraint. Eric, what do you think? Grab that microphone.
I mean, it's obviously more troubling news out of the White House when it comes to how they deal with the press. I just actually heard about this offender list today. I kind of missed that one, but
well, you have a kid.
Yeah, I have a kid.
You're brand new dad.
Brand new kid. But I think we also kind of feel like we should be leaning more into this kind of outlaw image. I think we should just be going with it.
Outlaw image. What do you mean? Come on.
I don't know. We should probably have like T-shirts where it's like wanted for asking questions.
I love it. I want one of those.
It's absolutely crazy times when me as an immigrant and coming here, this is supposed to be the land of opportunity, the land of freedom. I can't even bear the thought of our press being persecuted in such a strange way.
Yeah. And today, the Society of Professional Journalists, I'm a representative for SPJ in Utah, Wyoming, Colorado, and New Mexico, put out a statement calling for this new media offenders webpage to come down. And SPJ really pointed out the risks that this kind of rhetoric poses to journalists, to our ability to do our work, to having people trust us to talk to them. And also there's a major risk of harassment and violence.
Yeah.
The temperature is so high right now.
Yeah.
The risk of violence is so high right now. And something like this can further radicalize someone who has been just consuming a lot of angry content and thinks that the media is to blame.
How do you protect reporters? What do you think, Olivia?
Well, I think one of the things I've noticed is this year has proven to many people that perhaps they chose wrong last November. And I think we're going to start seeing I really hope that we start seeing some of this extremism go down a little bit, because we can't swing any further, any more extreme. Go, Lauren.
Yeah,
Lauren.
I will give our governor a lot of credit for his response to Charlie Kirk's killing. You know, he was emphatic in the days following in what he said about, look, this can't be us. This can't be how we operate. You know, we don't do this. We don't tolerate this. And I think he was spot on in that respect. You know, but I also think that, yes, we do need to take measures to protect ourselves. So there are digital tools that will scrape our journalist profile, your profile. It's called Delete Me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We use that at the Tribune. We do a lot of physical safety training for when we're out covering events. Twice this year, our Tribune reporters have been at events where people have been shot and killed. Right. And so we do take that very seriously, and we watch out for our folks. We go with a buddy system. We're following up with them in the days after. It is not for the, faint of heart sounds trite. But,
and you're absolutely right. And we can't become a state and I hate to say it, like my home country, Mexico, where the press is violently persecuted. There are murders constantly happening, assassination of reporters. We cannot even get to that level ever, especially from our own government.
All right, we're talking about local journalism and what its role is in our community, and that they need your support. Tomorrow's Giving Tuesday, and so I want to hear from folks how the community supports you and what you need.
I'm going to grade all three of your
Are ya?
pitches, okay?
Oh, no.
So,
All right, Lauren, we're going to start with you.
I think I gave mine at the start, didn't I? Just forgot to donate. We believe that if you've got more news and information, you got a stronger community. And, we hope you support that. You can support us at sltrib.com/donate.
All right, and it's nonprofit, so it's tax deduction if you itemize. And Mackenzie Romero, Utah News Dispatch.
Yeah, State's Newsroom has been committed to filling a need, to serving these different states, and we do it 100% donor funded. We don't sell ads. We don't have any kind of paywall or subscription model. All of our outlets are completely donor funded, and it makes such a difference. On average, our donations are about $40 from a reader who appreciates what they're getting, and all of that adds up, and we really appreciate every one of those contributions that comes in.
Eric Peterson, the Utah Investigative Journalism Project. I heard you might have a match going on.
Yeah, we are in a matching period with the News Match program. Our donations are getting matched up to $1,000. So this is a really critical time for us. We're the only newsroom that we're just focused 100% on investigative reporting. It is not easy reporting to do. We could really use your help. We feel like investing in this kind of news, and really in all kind of nonprofit journalism, it's an investment in your community. It's an investment in truth, transparency. And here's the thing is, like, a few years ago, if you would have come onto a radio program and said, invest in truth, invest in transparency, truth, justice, the American way, it would feel like cliches or buzzwords. Times are different. These are not buzzwords. These are fighting words. Like, this stuff is at stake, and we need everybody in this fight. We need your support.
What's the website and what events you have coming up?
UtahInvestigative.org, and we're still finalizing some things, but we are going to have some events this month. You can kind of come meet, staff.
Hang out with journalists.
Mm-hmm. Give us story ideas.
I love it. Story ideas. Olivia, you said you had something more?
Well, I just wanted to thank you all for being here. Thank you for what you do. And folks, if you're listening and you have ever wondered, how can I be part of this? How can I fight back, per se?
Yeah. What you spend your money on, right?
This is how you fight back, where you put your money. You don't necessarily have to be the one out there doing it. You have folks doing this for you. And if you support them, if you contribute to them, you are part of what we're trying to do. What we're trying to do is exactly what Eric said. The American way doesn't belong to one certain way. We make it what it is.
That's right. We the people.
We the people.
All right, folks. We thank you so much for coming in. I want to do this again and talk headlines. In fact, what are you working on, or what's your top headline, Eric?
Oh, let's see. Working on a big project about police officers disciplined over body cam issues, and something fun with a very powerful legislator and an interesting land deal coming up.
Okay. Mackenzie Romero, Utah News Dispatch. Headline you want to shout out or two?
Well, so you mentioned the Charlie Kirk shooting. We published a story this afternoon following the shooting. The university said, we're having a third party look at this. Turns out that hasn't quite started yet. They just launched the request for
RFP government
the
time,
RFP,
right?
Yes. So that is going to launch. We learned the review will launch once I've selected someone in January.
Yeah.
So that's still coming up.
You also have a piece on how to donate to some of Utah's most vulnerable. Do check that out, UtahNewsDispatch.com. And Lauren, headlines. What are you working on?
What U.S. Mag is and isn't doing out at the lake.
There's magnesium in the lake.
You know, I am surprised none of you are doing an investigative assignment into if Jen Shaw, who just is going to be getting released from prison here.
December 10th?
December 10th. You know, is she going to be on the next
we
season?
do have a Real Housewives beat, Olivia. So we'll be sure to follow up.
We'd love that. I know that's interesting stuff. I think. Well, you know what I love about that is that it's local. It's part of our community. People see these people out and about, so it really connects them to us. So.
Thank you so much for being here. Going to go across the hall. I want to say thank you to Sullivan Petchampeng and Connor Estes for doing sound and live streaming on our YouTube channel with West High Choir. Andrea Hernandez, where can people go to support the choir as it raises more than $100,000 to go to New York in March and be the featured choir at this festival?
There's two places that you can go to donate. We have a Success Fund. Again, that's on this back of this QR code on the back of my folder.
And we will put it in the show notes.
Right there. And then we also have a GoFundMe. If they search West High School Choir, they should be able to find us on the GoFundMe page, and they're welcome to donate there as well.
Wonderful. And do you have a student there with you?
I do.
Who do you have?
Charlie Erickson.
Hey, Charlie Erickson. Tell us your grade. Tell us what you love about choir.
Hi, so I'm Charlie. I'm a senior. I guess my favorite thing about choir is just being around other singers. I've always loved singing, and yeah, it's just always been like a great opportunity. I've been doing it since I was in 10th grade, and I've met some of my best friends in choir. So,
Charlie, what are you? A tenor, baritone, bass?
I'm a tenor.
Nice.
Ooh, high tenor?
I like to think so. I like to think I'm a kind of a high tenor.
I'm the highest one, right? Yeah.
All right. Hey, thank you. So, Andrea, what are we going to go out with here from West High Choir?
We're going to sing for our final piece with my chorale students. This is my advanced chorus specifically here.
Advanced.
And they are going to sing Beautiful City by Andre J. Thomas.
Oh, love it.
Fresh and homegrown.
Radioactive Pop. See you later, folks. Sound